Stuart, you seem to trouble Australia's batsmen really quite frequently throughout their innings. In that context, are you surprised they got to 566?
Not really. I think we only had 2 plays and misses yesterday or something. I mean, I think the wicket did change a bit overnight. I think traditionally here, day 2, it just does gather a bit of pace. And it certainly felt better to bowl on today than yesterday. There was a couple more plays and misses this morning, and it felt a bit trickier to bat on, I think. I mean, 220 odd for 7. I think we got the Aussies, and obviously we lost 4 wickets. So there were quite a few wickets fell today, but it certainly did change a bit from yesterday. But it's still very, very slow.
It's a huge test now, though, isn't it, Stuart, of England's resolve and any new spirit that's hopefully come into the team in recent weeks. It's a huge test of it now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's always a tricky period when you've conceded a lot of runs to then go out and bat for 30 overs. It's always a big test for you, and I think mentally we didn't switch on for 20 minutes and lost 4 wickets in that. I mean, we'll have a few batsmen in that change room wishing they could face their balls again and play them pretty differently, I think. But we also finished very strongly for an hour as well. Cookie and Stokesy applied themselves, played their game plans really well, and actually showed that if you get stuck in on that wicket and stick to your game plan, there's not too many troubles to be had. So we're hoping for blue sky tomorrow, and our aim is to get up to that follow-on, because if we get there, Australia will have to bat again. It takes a lot of time out of the game. So that's a big aim for us tomorrow. And there's no demons in this wicket. There's some big hundreds there for someone, for a couple of people, and that should be exciting. There's still got guys who have got a lot of hundreds in our group, so there's certainly some big runs. We've got 16 wickets left in this Test match, so I'd certainly expect a couple of big hundreds in there at some stage.
And just on that, is Ben Stokes 100% fit?
Yeah, I mean, he's just got cramp, so you tend to bowl for 150 overs and then have to bat in 20 minutes. It'll do that to you.
Sorry, Coffee, can you just wait for the mic first? And also, if you're over here, I'm afraid you're not going to get any questions because you actually need to be sat there. How come? Because otherwise it's a bit annoying for the cameras. So.
We only see Stuart's profile.
Yeah,
It's not my best side.
There are empty seats, so.
I tell you, if you ask the question, I'll pretend Dean asked it, and then I answered it.
You said you didn't switch on with the bat, but it was sort of 90 mile an hour swing bowling. One bad bowling either.
Yeah, thanks, Dean. Yeah, I mean, it was. Australia bowled very well. I mean, they had a lot of momentum for that period of time. I mean, it's. So when you bat as well as they did to get 560, you're buzzing as a team. You're excited to bowl, and you know as a fast bowler you've only got one spell to fire in for. So we had to really be right on the money as a batting group, and it's probably we definitely weren't for that little period. So it was always going to be a tough period for us. But we come tomorrow with 6 wickets left in this innings, and there's no reason why we can't cause the Aussies some trouble tomorrow. I mean, they bowl a bit too length, sort of short, and then really full, which takes the wicket slightly out of the equation. But the danger ball will be that full at the stumps. So we've got to make sure mentally we're right on the money tomorrow.
Stuart, you questioned Steve Smith at number 3 before the series in English conditions to see how he might hold up in that position. Has he gone a long way to answering that in this Test match?
Well, these are more Indian conditions than English conditions, aren't they? I think when a ball doesn't seam on the wicket, it's always hard to judge. But yeah, I mean, he's obviously a fantastic player. I said that in the interview. I think the media twisted my words slightly, but if we get Steve against the new Duke's ball, it's the best time to get any batsman out. And unfortunately, we didn't make a breakthrough early in this first innings. And I think if any batsman gets set, it'll be very hard to remove them on this sort of pitch. So that should give our batting unit a lot of hope that if you do get stuck in, you can score a lot of runs on this wicket. But I think the sort of chanceless innings is really the couple of the Aussies played were a huge credit to them. I mean, it was a massive toss to win yesterday. I think everyone accepts that. If we'd have won the toss, would have been 300 odd for not many wickets too. So it was a big toss to win. I think the Australians would probably accept that as well. But when you don't lose the toss, you probably got to bowl better than we did, and we didn't create enough pressure throughout that day, but bowled much better today.
England seem to have been 3 down for not many a lot in 2015. How big a worry is that?
I mean, I don't know really how that's worked. I mean, we've had guys who have stepped up. I mean, Ruti obviously for the past year has been fantastic, but that's part and parcel of playing in England. I think with that Duke's ball, you can lose early wickets, and it is a tough place to bat. But if you do get through that, you can score a lot of runs. I mean, 4 and 5 have good records in England, don't they? Because once you get through that new ball, you can score. So yeah, I mean, we probably haven't clicked at the top of the order with the bat for a little while, but there's no reason why that can't change. Hopefully, starting in the second innings.
Last couple, Dean.
What's the mindset and the approach that the team's going to take towards the 3rd and 4th and 5th day? Is it still very much trying to be positive and taking the option that sees you trying to force a win, or do you actually have to be a bit pragmatic about the situation and maybe play for a bit of time?
Yeah, I mean, you have to use a bit of cricket nous, really. I mean, when we say we want to play this attacking positive way, it's a mental place to be. It doesn't mean trying to lash your first ball through extra cover. It's about being positive in defence with that as well. And if you're batting to save a test match, then being positive in your defence and getting a 100 over 100 is a positive mental way of playing. So we've seen at Lords here, especially when it's got as little grass on as this wicket has, it can get really, really quite slow. I think I played in a test match in 2008, a few of you would have covered, where we made South Africa follow on and they got 400 for 3 or something. So there's a lot of hope in the changing room that we can certainly save this test match, if not get ourselves in a position. But a lot of work will have to be done tomorrow, and hopefully there'll be blue skies and we can get past that follow-on.
Watch every Ashes moment live.
And this is like the days of Lillian Thompson. Oh, how about it? How about it?
Buy your live pass at cricket.com.au/subscribe.